Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Your favorite YouTuber here, RT, checking in once again to bring you guys daily updates for the day. So as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up. You guys know the intro is always the same. And by the way, I'll show you guys something, right? Here's a look into my YouTube analytics where it shows me how many people are hitting the thumbs up. So Max Law's video yesterday, 1,200 likes, 488 more than usual, as we're typically getting between 490 and 670 views on these recaps. But if we come over to engagement and we scroll down, average views, people are clicking off these videos the first 4 minutes. What's going on? You guys skipping the recaps? Look at this, right? Show more. 91 likes and 4 dislikes, unfortunately, but 91. Guys, with 1,200 people watching a video, it should be a walk in the park for us to do 600 likes. Can 50% of the people, can all the people, if you ask me, because, we're relentless here. Can we relentlessly hit that thumbs up? And let's have this recap here today. Bouncing back from a Max Loss day, be the most liked video in this channel's history. And let's set the tone moving forward with the thumbs up. All right. So this is the month, by the way. This is the month. This is how the year's been going. This is the month. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to spoil the surprise. On Saturday or Sunday, either or, I'll put out the monthly recap going over in detail, everything that transpired and things that we can do to be better, things we want to improve on, stuff like that. All right. So to jump into today's recap and what we have going on, you guys will see that today we are up $204.20. We did take 113 trades. If I had to guess, maybe $10 worth of hidden fees, right? There are still some fees despite being a free commission broker. If I take about 300 trades, 300 orders, it'll probably be around $15 to $20, right? But yeah, just a heads up and reminder out there for those of you who are using Thinkorswim. If you log into the actual TD Ameritrade website, you'll see the net profits, right? Net is after commissions and fees. Gross is what we're seeing right here throughout the Thinkorswim platform. So ARDS, and if we look at it that way, every thumbnail, I guess, is somewhat inaccurate. We could minus $10 from each and every thumbnail, right? But who really cares? It's $10. So ARDS, very strong stock, a little cheaper, was not able to capitalize. Again, it's 2 days in a row where stock went up and I didn't do well. This is, usually not the case. When our stock is pushing higher, we're dialing in, we're getting good entries, and we're capitalizing. Now, I did think a part of this was me not, wanting this to be the stock of the day, me not really paying full attention to it. Because if we're watching at this thing from the earlies through and through, we'd see the first attempt here to red to green, which was this 1 minute candle to make the new high. Nice move up. It pulls back. Beautiful bottoming wick. Pushes up. 3-bar play. 1 minute candle here over 34. Rips up to 36. This is the very first pattern that we really see. Right here, we're kind of just trending down. Some people might watch down here, but I think in this particular area, a little difficult to determine the low. But if you're watching, 3-bar play. 3-bar play then leads us to a quick flag, a bull flag right here, that is. And then we surge up. And so we've had 2 of our patterns, right? 2 of our patterns right out of classes. We push higher, or we complete the U shape here. So when we talk about patterns within patterns, the U shape, essentially for this entire red to green here, right? This big U right here. So this in itself is a pattern. We don't quite get the handle, right? Unless you look at this small flag here as maybe the handle and then breakout. But usually when we look for a handle, we want to see something a little bit bigger, more of a wedge, right? That bigger flag. But yeah, we push up. This was nice. And, we got all the way up to 41. I started attempting some trades in this area here. Just could not get it done. I felt like the range was a little too tight for me. We didn't quite get the bigger pullback I wanted to see earlier in the move. And so, you know, it ended up doing its thing. I did watch here, I did take some trades here, but again, just not confident to hold it super long, thinking it needed to come down some more. So we pulled back to 36 and it surged up nicely here for a new high. Another quick wedge, well, rather flag, another quick flag. And, you know, we push up again. After that, it pulls back. It does end up holding its levels, right? High of day, which was at 41, right? We essentially held 41 right here. We did have, you know, we did come below it a few wicks here, right? Once, twice, 3 times, but still held pretty tight. And then false breakout, then eventually made the new high again to 53. So this one was pretty good. You know, it was pretty good. We needed to be more confident in the areas that we took and just hold, you know, hold longer. Sometimes it's tricky. I really like to buy, I prefer to buy on the lower side of the support zone. I am a little bit more conservative of a trader, believe it or not. Despite how aggressive it might seem at times, I'm actually pretty conservative. I could go way more aggressive and take way more trades, but I don't, right? So being that I wasn't super comfortable, I never held the entries long, kind of tried to scalp, but it was a little grindy despite opening up, or let's say seeming like it opened up right in some of these green candles. It was still a little grindy. So, you know, we didn't do our best here. That's all right. M-A-R-K. M-A-R-K, this was the first stock that I was watching, or I believe it was actually called out. There's a different one called M-R. Well, we're not even going to try. I can't remember the name. But anyhow, so this one was called out. It was hitting the scans as well. And, you know, pushing up nicely. Pre-market levels at 163. We break above that level. We did see a quick baby pullback in here, right? Small baby pullback. We had the new high. Dips down a VWAP, rips up. From there, we started to see a 1-minute pullback. We held the pre-market highs nicely. I forgot where I came. Let's see. Show trades. When did I arrive? Yeah, I kind of came late. So you can see I kind of missed, you know, I missed 2 entries. Baby pullback, 1-minute pullback into the pre-market highs. And as it tried to pull back again is where I started getting involved down here. You know, trying to take VWAP trades at support, but not super confident again. Maybe in this situation, we should have been a little bit more confident being that we had VWAP and the pre-market highs. But for me, again, I still want the lower side of support. So if I'm in and I believe we can go lower, I'll try to get out and get back in lower. But sometimes that does result in a few extra trades, or even sometimes missing the trade if we curl rather quickly if I do sell my position. Right here, you know, I thought we might have been rejecting as we had a false breakout candle. 1-minute candle make the new high, pulls back. And so I'm back out. I did buy back lower. Let's see. So I'm out. Let's see. 66, 66, 60. I bought at 60 at one point, which was a good entry, although I didn't hold this entry long enough, right? It pushes up to 170 and then a high of 174. The high of day level this time was 79. It pulls back again right here, which makes me think we're seeing another false breakout. And then it curls back up. Could have traded it better, but you know, 140 still better than nothing throughout, let's see, 35 to 43, you know, was that 8 minutes? $130 in 8 minutes. Much better than I did when I was working at Amazon, right? So I'd still take that any day of the week, any time of the year. But could be better. So we will be better tomorrow. You know, it just comes down to being a little bit more confident in the area. Also a little bit more patient. If I wait for the lower end of the support zone, I don't need to take the trade high. But of course, what we know happens, some days we'll hold up higher and curl. You know, it depends on how flexible you want to be. If you're using a commission-based broker, you might just want to be, let's say it's better to be patient, right? You don't want to rack up commissions. It'd be better just to wait for the entry you want. If you don't get it, so be it. You let it go without you. But the days when you do get the entry you want, you're in, you're confident, you wait, you let the stock do its thing. Lastly, PRSO, we didn't really, not really worth mentioning. Lastly, CXAI, CXAI, CXAI. Let's get rid of the show trades for a sec. I traded this one in the past a couple of times. If we come back to the monitor screen, you guys will see we're up 2,600 on this stock. This one is a pretty familiar one from a few weeks ago. So I had all these trend lines. I didn't bother to erase them. I probably should have at the time, but yeah. So, this thing starts to curl. Our first pattern here is a wedge, right? Or let's say a flag. It's not that big. We'll call it a flag. We have a flag. We break out. We push a little higher. It comes back down here for a quick pullback. We see another quick flag, this time less candles, and then it makes a new high, pushes up, and then ends up pulling back. So, this thing wasn't bad, man, but we did unfortunately, miss the very first flag, right? We missed the very first flag. We came right here. We were watching at this thing. We might have bottom ticked. I think we might have, did we? 12, no, we're not in, we did not bottom tick. We're in at 96. We're in 16 cents higher than what the actual low is. This is why I'm not holding this trade here, right? But anyhow, it curls back up. The 1 minute candle will make the new highs at 13.30. I attempted 4 or 5 scalp trades in this green candle here and just did not get to connect. I mean, very frustrating. Very frustrating that I didn't get to connect here. Usually when we make the new high, I'm in. Nice trades. We rip, I'm out. We dip, I'm in. We dip again, maybe I add, and then we rip, right? And this thing just choppy for me. It makes a new high. We get to 14.22, and then it pulls back. And so I'm a little skeptical of the pullbacks because initially I'm thinking 12.80 is the low, but it holds high here. I think I should have done a better job waiting. So I tried it twice, or maybe 3 times in this area, and it wasn't good. We lost money right here, thinking it might have held higher. So my initial instincts, I didn't stick to it. I'm like, man, this thing might need to go back to 12.80. So I tried the 1 minute pullback again, but this is in the parameters of how I trade. I allow myself two attempts on the 1 minute pullback again, or on the 1 minute pullback in general. If it's not holding up, then I gotta wait for the 5 minute pullback, right? So when we zoom out and we pull this up, now we're right here at 10:20. Big green volume going up, 2 red candles on the 5 minute coming down, lighter volume. So I'm long down here, and this is where we finally got a good trade. So I'm in, right? I'm in at 12.88. It makes a new low. I stop out, tight stop, but it started to linger. So I'm like, I'll give it another chance. I got back in really small size. Guys, the way how I manage risk, it all depends on how the day's been going and the type of results I'm seeing. If I'm up nicely, instead of giving back profits and being red at this time, I'll be using more shares here. But because I'm already red, I'm trying not to be down 500-600 on the day. I'm only using a small size in case it's a failing trade. It's not that bad. So I'm in at 12.70, and I'm out at 13.16. And by the way, you might say, what's my risk in this trade? My risk was the low of the new low that we made, which was at 63, well, 60. Risking 10 cents here, guys. Risking 10 cents. Now, high of day was at 14.22. You might say, Relentless, why did you not hold till high of day? Well, at worst case scenario, I want a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. It was a slow day. It was a weak day to this point. I did not expect this to go and make a new high. Nothing indicated that was going to happen, so I didn't hold for a new high. When this thing broke above 13, I held it through this pullback here. When it broke above 13, at this point I'm up 30 plus cents. I'm up 40 cents now over 13.10. There's a 4-to-1. I started taking profits. So I sold half, and then I sold another 100 up at 13.40, right, which is another great exit, right? That's a 70-cent winner. And then I sold the rest at 37. I thought right here it was going to need to pull back, but that wasn't the case. So I ended up selling early, and then it rips up. We did scalp a little bit right here, and then that's where we ended the day. This is the beauty of the stock with range, is that you can, if it's moving right well, you can still scalp it even if you're all out. You guys know for me, it's like I'm a bit of a hybrid, right, of scalping and then holding longer. The reason why it seems like I don't hold longer is because the 5 minute setup that I'm most comfortable holding longer, it doesn't occur as much as the other patterns. That's one. And then on the 1 minute pullbacks, it is tricky to hold on a 1 minute pullback. Sometimes they just keep going lower. We know how it is, right? So, that's the beauty of the free commissions. If I was to be using a commission-based broker, some trades I just avoid, and others I just be a little bit more patient for. That's the adjustment, right? So even if commissions come tomorrow, I don't see anything stopping us, right? Um, with that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up for the recap. Small green day. And tomorrow, if we see this type of momentum, we know what we need to do. Get green, get out, right? So for anybody out there who might have ended red, just continue to chip away, right? I mean, even if you're green, break even, it doesn't matter. The goal is still the same. Let's chip away. Let's keep working. Let's make sure to study up, review, see what we can improve on for tomorrow and how we can be a little bit better. So for me tomorrow, in terms of improvements, you know, I'm going to try and be a little bit more patient. And if I can nail a couple of good entries, maybe we can even be in with a little bit more size. Get what we need to get and be out of here. Don't even look back. There was a stock that moved up that may be worth mentioning. SDA. SDA was the only thing that I think maybe I could have traded if I was still here. But look at the volume, right? It's awful. It rips up in the morning, barely any volume, 40,000 shares a candle, which is like, I mean, you can trade, but risky business, big spreads for sure. Halts down a million times. All these dotted lines here on E-Trade signifies the time that the stock was halted, right? 5 minute halts, 5 minute halts, halting, halting, halting. And then this thing does a massive red to green. Look at this, right? Making a new high. But even at its peak, we're seeing just 67,000 shares. Yeah, I don't even think I would have touched this. So right now, we're just not seeing power hour stuff. When power hour starts to be active again, I'll be here and I'll probably live stream that stuff too. But besides that, it's been Relentless Trader, right? It's been Relentless Trader, your favorite YouTuber. So again, hit that thumbs up. Can we get to 600 likes, 600 likes plus on this recap? If we do, you guys are the real MVP, right? So let's see if it happens. I am, of course. Catch you guys 9:15 a.m. tomorrow for another beautiful day. Signing out.